My name's Alison Tarrant and I'm one of the researchers in the Kent University project Social Care Regulation at Work. And I want to talk briefly about how the COVID-19 pandemic has highlighted questions about the purpose and status of social care regulation. And in this context, we need to remember that the purpose of regulatory legislation is primarily to ensure that care and support are provided safely. But we're currently in a situation where the safety of people using care and support and workers in care and support settings is being critically and routinely compromised. Now, because of age and underlying health conditions, the majority of people using care and support are likely to be at particular risk from COVID-19. Yet in a recent survey that we reported on, care and support workers have told us that they're working in unsafe conditions that they believe are putting them and those they support at risk. And this isn't simply because of a lack of PPE and other basic supplies, although that's a really major concern that came up in the survey. It's because of other things as well. So, for example, some care workers have felt that they're expected to come to work even when they fear that they're at risk of transmitting COVID-19. And some workers feel unable to self-isolate because they just can't risk the poverty that self-isolation is likely to cause them. And we're also concerned that some government guidance is causing confusion and just doesn't seem to take account of the reality of work in care and support settings. And as a result, care and support workers and the people that they support are being put at risk. And that's a breach of the regulatory requirements in England and Scotland and Wales that care and support must be provided safely. We know that care and support isn't being provided safely in the current situation, and we know that hundreds, even thousands of people are dying from COVID-19 in care homes, and that's a safeguarding issue that should incur intense scrutiny. And at the same time, the social care regulators across the UK have stopped routine regulatory inspections of registered social care providers. That happened in mid-March. So inspections have been ceased with only very limited matters being investigated. Now, obviously routine inspections can't carry on at the moment as if circumstances are simply ordinary. They're not, and none of us have experienced these conditions before. But we do need to be aware that it's at times of crisis and danger that we actually need regulation to protect people. If the regulation exists to keep people safe, it's at times of particular risk that it's particularly important. We've known for years that social care has been brutally damaged by underfunding and austerity, and the current crisis has really highlighted just how fragile the practicalities of social care have become. But it's also highlighting that the regulatory law that underpins social care is equally fragile. At a time of crisis, it seems that breaches of regulation that would ordinarily be considered extremely serious are just being considered unavoidable. There are lots of things that we're going to need to think about when this current crisis is over. It's going to be critically important to examine in unflinching detail the full impact of COVID-19 on social care and the reasons for that impact. But one of the other things that we're going to need to think about is what the crisis has exposed about the regulatory regime that exists to ensure that care and support are provided safely. If aspects of it can simply be deemed too difficult in a time of crisis, just what is its purpose and its status? So please read the report and tell us what you think about it. It's really important to understand what's happening in social care at the moment. To find it, Google Kent University Social Care Regulation at Work, and the link should be appearing on your screen now.